Capcom Cup was this past week and it was truly special. This tournament was really good, and I think regardless of how you feel about Street Fighter 6 as a game or the state of it currently, this tournament absolutely delivered a lot of excitement and hype. And by far the biggest story coming out of it was Blaz's insane Ryu and his eye-opening performance. I had already made a video entirely dedicated to Blaz, analyzing the gameplay strategies that he used and how he may have shown us that there might be like different ways to play more characters than we probably know. But one thing I noticed people aren't talking about that much is the guy who beat Blaz, Kakeru. And Kakeru beat Blaz twice. Blaz only lost to Kakeru, and Kakeru's gameplay throughout the entire tournament was actually phenomenal. And it's easy to say, I mean, it's just JP, man. Like JP versus Ryu, that's an awful match. It's unplayable, bro. I mean, JP is just sheep. I mean, you have to understand like the situation, what was actually going on, because Blaz was on an insane run. He had beaten Shuto, Angry Bird, Noah, Lishar. He was 9-0 going into that grand finals, and it was up to Kakeru to stop the Blaz train, the insane Blaz train, and he absolutely did. And while unlike Blaz, Kakeru didn't show us anything we have never seen before. Like, it was just super clean, super respectful, and super safe gameplay. Kakeru played probably the safest Street Fighter that I have ever seen, and we can see it throughout a lot of the interactions in this set. One thing that you will notice watching it is that Kakeru was reliant a lot on standing medium punch and crouching medium kick from JP, and these aren't like particularly rewarding normally. They are just pokes, doesn't lead to that much, I mean at least regularly, right? And when you think about it for a second, you're like, I mean, JP standing medium punch and standing heavy punch, both of them got the same frame data. Both of them are 12 frame startup, 35 total frames of animation if they happen to whiff. And his heavy punch, he can do a lot of mix-ups out of it. If he happen to land a punish counter, it will lead to a spin state combo, a lot of corner carry, really good situation. So you might be like, well, why wasn't Kakeru using standing heavy punch more? He was only using it when he knows that Blaz is in range. Never risked it, and that is because he respected Blaz's whiff punish ability so much. If the standing heavy punch gets whiff punished, he is eating a heavy punch to his face, which means that he's getting carried to the corner. With the standing medium punch, well, the move have more range, so Blaz have to be at a further distance to get a wave punish, and at that point it is hard for Blaz to get like a conversion with a heavy punch. It's really hard to punish it with like a heavy punch anyways, so most likely if he got wave punish, which he did actually, he will just get swept, and that's just not that big of a deal. Another sign of huge respect that Kakeru showed was the fact that he never did a raw drive rush. You would think for a match that was played at a very slow pace and with a character like JP, maybe he will get away with some raw drive rushes, because JP got some really good drive rush buttons. I will say his drive rush crouching medium punch have a hitbox disjoint, making it like really difficult to check. And if he happened to land the hit, it could potentially be like really rewarding for him. He have a drive rush crouching medium kick, which could also be rewarding and have a lot of inertia, so it happens like a lot faster than you would think, but he never did. Kakeru only used like drive rush after he had already set a portal, a departure, so that his approach is safe, or if he happened to get like a perfect parry on a fireball and then attempted a punish on Blaz. The only time that Kakeru started throwing out some stuff that you would consider risky is when it was like a round winning decision. For example, for the first match, Kakeru did a lot of crouching medium kicks, but he never did a challenge afterwards. It wasn't until Blaz showed him that he's willing to challenge with a heavy punch after blocking it that he sticked the jab after the crouching medium kick into the slash and into the level 3, and that gave him the round. And another example of Kakeru showing signs of respect is using the JP down forward heavy punch, the low slash. It's like his pretty much extended cane sweep. This move is typically minus 14 on block, And although Ryu can get like a sweep punish regardless, you will notice that Kakeru only did it when Blaz was in burnout, and that is because regularly it will be minus 14, meaning that he will eat a standing heavy kick punish, he's gonna get like punished heavily. But if it blocked and he was in burnout, if Blaz was in burnout, he's just getting swept. His neutral decisions were full of respect. He never overextended, he never took any risks that he didn't need to take, and that put him in a really good position, all things considered. What do you guys think? You're convinced? I hope so. If you like the video but you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. Over 70% of my viewers aren't, so you get to see more of me and my friends, the EX-Men. And yes, like in my canon, Magneto is I recruited him. Excuse the silliness and enjoy the rest of your video. And Kakeru's absolutely insane choices didn't just stop at the neutral and the footsies. His defense was so clean, so patient, and so precise. Throughout the entire set, you will notice that Kakeru never once went for a wake-up reversal super. And using a character like JP, where the opponents are likely to try to harass you on wake-up, you might think it's a good idea to show them that you're willing to super, get some respect, and get them to think twice about rushing you on offense. But he never did. As a matter of fact, he also only did like 2 OD amnesia once on a reset, and once as like a legit wake-up OD amnesia twice in a set that lasted 4 games. That's crazy. He didn't also do much wake-up parry, he only did it when Blaz was going for save jump offense, because I mean that is the best option at that point. His defensive choices were just amazing. He was very much willing to wake up block. 90% of the time he was just wake up blocking, and to him that was totally fine. He did a couple of wake up level 2 supers, but that was at the positions where Blaz was really that close and in range to be able to threaten him. So the choices are just immaculate. And another area that really impressed me with Kakeru's gameplay is his anti-airs. Now, recently Capcom, not recently, that's about a year ago actually, now that I think about it, they gave JP his crouching heavy punch back. The anti-air, the goated anti-air is back. But one issue with this anti-air is that it is susceptible to being empty jumped. It doesn't have that much horizontal range. And Blaz showed Kakeru that he is aware of it. And if you notice, Kakeru was not auto-piloting the anti-air whatsoever. He was so aware of the ranges where it can get empty jumped, and at that point he would go for a standing heavy punch, and when the standing heavy punch was trading, obviously because Ryu have protagonists jumping normals, Kakeru would just be content with just not doing anything. I'm gonna let him jump. I'm not gonna challenge, because if he did a challenge and he lost, the results can be absolutely catastrophic for him. It could be insane. So later on during the set, you will notice that he wasn't even challenging on an anti-air. Not because he doesn't have the auto-timed crouching, because he was not willing to take the risk. Other times he would slightly walk forward and then crouching heavy punch to get the anti-air. Just shows you how much he's aware of his positioning and risk-reward on every decision he made. Kakeru was just phenomenal, and while Blaz played amazing and obviously the best story to come out of this Capcom Cup, the ways that Kakeru adapted to him, the ways that Kakeru respected him, the ways that Kakeru played with the utmost confidence and patience, I think he absolutely deserved the win. Bad matchup or not, you have to remember that Blaz also tried the Ken and Akuma versus him. Didn't work out. Kakeru was absolutely locked in and his gameplay was phenomenal. And that's about it for today's video. What are your thoughts on how Kakeru played? If you have enjoyed this video, please leave a like or a comment, it helps the channel so much. I will be leaving a link to the Patreon, Discord, Twitter and Twitch pages in the description. Thank you so much for watching and stay safe.